Good morning, all. Dr. Jared here. Excited to just share a bit of what I would consider to be very positive information. And considering that it's not being run as widely by the news media as I feel like it should be, I just wanted to share it with I'm going to say the diehards, the best group here. So if you want more reading on this, I would suggest that you look up T cell and long-term immunity. But what I wanted to pass on is, for about a week now, there have been articles that have been out about a research study that just showed how amazing and how dynamic the human body is. And so, when we talk about the flu and we talk about how the flu does not, people that are exposed to the flu develop immunity to it, the reason the flu does not unfortunately go away is because it mutates. It mutates 2 to 4 times a year on average. So there's literally been hundreds of flus over the years. And so when you develop immunity to one type of flu, next year there's going to be different types. Now, the reason why I don't like flu shots is because flu shots actually wear off after about 5 years. And so because they wear off, your actual susceptibility to multiple types of flu in a year goes way up if you get the flu shot every year. However, those that do not, those that build natural immunity and expose themselves, develop lifetime immunity to that specific type of strain. And so what research showed is, with this new virus that starts with a C, what they found is that although antibodies, IgG antibodies, which are one of the things that they test for, those seem to decrease quickly, which previously made people fearful that you could catch this multiple times in a row. And ironically, for those that test positive, still recommend that they, for instance, wear a covering on their face. They actually showed that where your body develops long-term immunity is in your T cells. T cells are very similar to a white blood cell, but what they do is they kill pathogens that enter your system. And so the reality is, and what research is now showing, is that many people that have already been exposed to a certain type of virus, they probably have a very long-term immunity, and therefore should not, it can protect against the spread. So like I said, unfortunately, there's certain levels of censorship. And so if you want to read about this, you're gonna need to type it into your own search on like DuckDuckGo or Google. But I would really recommend you read a good article about T cells and long-term immunity. The second thing that I wanted to mention is, the effect of artificially linking or artificially trying to kill something. So here's something when we talk about Darwin, origin of species, only the strong survive, the germ theory. The original, you can also read this if you just type in on Google, the first use of antibiotics. But antibiotics were discovered on accident. The first antibiotic given, and now I'm paraphrasing this story, was given to a nurse in her 30s that was on her deathbed, and she was given roughly a thimbleful of antibiotic, and it was enough to kill the entire bacterium and for her to recover. Now, less than 100 years later, to kill something that serious, you likely need IV antibiotics, very high dose antibiotics. And why? Because of chronic intervention, especially in non-life-threatening situations, like taking antibiotics for sinus infections, ear infections, giving them to animals to cheapen the cost of meat or dairy. We've created antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and doing things like using sanitizer everywhere actually is likely to create more antibiotic-resistant bacteria. One of them is C. diff. So C. diff is a antibiotic-resistant bacteria that hospitalizes and kills thousands and thousands of people every year. And yet, what's the side effect? It's caused by human intervention. So what I'd strongly encourage you to do is empower yourself. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong, but what I want you to really think about is, are you doing the right things, for instance, to strengthen your gut, to strengthen your immune system, and to be healthy? And for those of you that are really interested in gut health, tonight at 6 p.m. we have a gut health seminar. It's 35 minutes roughly, and it's going to empower you to live a much better life, health, quality of life. And we're going to help with topics everything from bloating and acid reflux to helping mood, immunity, pain, sleep, energy, all these different things. So I would really strongly encourage you to be on. Have a very blessed day.